Hi FlosStube, welcome to my channel. My name is Lynn and I'm the Lancashire Stitcher. Today is Saturday the 3rd of May 2025 and this is FlosStube 120. If you're new here, welcome. This is a channel mainly about cross stitch, but I include other crafts and I talk about the walks and travels that I've been on recently. If you're returning, welcome back. It's lovely to be chatting with you all again. Yeah, it's been a funny 2 weeks. I'm going to do a very quick update with my mum. Basically, she's decided not to go through with surgery, which basically the consultants recommended really. So we're going to see the oncologist on Tuesday to see about the possibility of chemotherapy or immunotherapy to hopefully slow the cancer down. May not work, we don't know, but we'll find out what he says on Tuesday. So yeah, so that's my mum's update. Thank you so much for the messages. I got so many messages, so thank you. Okay, so I've got my dragon on my lap again. So yeah, it's quite dull today. We've had quite a few days of lovely weather, really warm, really sunny, and then today it's on the change. It's overcast and it's quite dull. So yeah. Okay, so I've got two finishes to show you. To start with, my first one is Little Bits of Halloween by the Drawn Thread, and I did this square. So yeah. I can't remember what, I think this is Summer Khaki, 32 count, and that is my finish. It's stitched using Dinky Dyes and MPI silks, one thread over two fabric threads. I just love it. So yeah, that's finished. And then my other finish is also a start. It was a new start and a finish. I managed to do it in 2 days. So yeah, and it's Bobbin by Stacy Nash in the Animal Crackers series. Just did the little mouse and I've not done the little berries or whatever they are. He's stitched on 40 count white even weave. And it's only small, it's on a big piece of fabric. And that's my little mouse. Stitched using most of the code for Weeks Dye Wax. Yep. I did substitute a couple of them for DMC, the DMC equivalents. So there he is. Yep, that's Bobbin. So there are my finishes. Okay, and I've got some new starts. Some more new starts. Not as many as last time, but I have got some. Right, so this one is The Kitchen Garden by the Drawn Thread. I just wanted to do another garden after doing Autumn Garden. So I started this one. And I've not written down what the fabric is, I'm sorry. That is my start, so that's the house in the middle. So, yeah. There we go. So yeah. It's quite easy to stitch that. Again, that's one thread over two threads of fabric. My next new start is Sunnyside Sampler by the Drawn Thread. And I started in the middle on this little house here, the little brown house. So yeah. And again, I didn't write down the fabric. I'll have to tell you when I do it again. That's what I've got done. So this is one of the sunflowers at the back of the house, and then most of the house is done. And then my next new start, there's a bit of a story behind it. As I said before, I had lots of lovely comments on my video. See, it's coming up saying, do you want to make changes to your device? No, I don't. Right. I had lots of lovely comments on my last video about my mum and, you know, everything. And then last Saturday, I was going to Rastrick to the Yorkshire Stitching Retreat Stitch Laugh Learn Day. And I'd already packed my bag and everything. And I was ready to go, and I got up on Saturday morning and I had a comment on my video, and it just made me so mad. I was just so angry. Basically this comment said that my mum's cancer's due to me stitching on dragons and Halloween things, and that I should get rid of all this stuff, and I should turn to God, and it'll make my mum better. So what did I do? I came upstairs and got another dragon design, and I started on a dragon. So I'll show you in a second, but yeah, it really upset me. It upset my daughter. I've not told my mum about the comment because, yeah, but yeah, it's just, it really annoyed me. I was really upset about it. And I just thought, you know, how can anybody think that me stitching on something has caused my mum to get cancer? That isn't right. And I've not responded to the ad, but I know some people have. The comment, I know some people have. My daughter did. But it really upset me. And if that's what you think, that me stitching on things causes people to be ill, then I'm sorry, but no, it's not right. I'm sorry, but no. So the dragon that I started was of Dragons and Apples by Quaternion Creations. I bought this a while ago from Talking Dog Stitchery, and I made a start on it last Saturday, and I'm hoping to do a thread a day on it. So yeah, there we go. That's my start. Basically it only uses 3 colours. It uses black 310, 606, which is an orange, and then this colour in the wings is a colourist. So it's got different colours in it. It's like a reddy, browny, grey, cream. Yeah, so it's really nice. So yeah, so that's my new start on my dragon, another dragon. So yeah. Right. So next, my whips. So first whip, as always, is Dragon Field Note by UnconventionalXStitch, unconventional cross stitch, artwork by Hope Christopherson. I'm going to put that back over there so I know where that is. Right, and as I said, I've got him on my lap, and I'm going to stand up to show you him. So, oh, there we go. We're getting a bit big now. That way. There. So I've started another page, so I'll just show him in his glory for now, and then I'll go to where I'm stitching on. So I'm at 43 point something %, and basically, let me fold it. So on this page that this line was on, and there's white on either side of that, and then there's 4 lines of different shades of brown. The white is 3865. It just goes around everything in this design. On this page there was also the tiniest bit of this, and I thought I'm not going to try and place that in the right place. So I went on a couple of pages and I've done the white outline all the way around here, and then it goes up here, and it goes to there. And then I've basically been colouring in the next page, so this one, and then adding in the bits there when I needed to. But I now know that that's in the right place. I know that if I tried counting, especially with the mindset I've got at the moment, it wouldn't have been right. And then when I've gone to this the next page, I'd have had to undo this because it wouldn't have been in the right place. So I don't know if you can see the white from here, but it's just like a thin 1-stitch outline of the design, and then I'm just filling it in with different colours. So yeah, so that's that. So that's my dragon. Yep. There we go. So I shall put that down there. My next one is the Wedding Quadrielle by the sweetheart tree. There's two pictures, there's that one and there's that one. So basically it says now and forever, and then the bride's name, and then it has the groom's name, and then the date of the marriage. So yeah, so this is my smalls piece in my rotation at the moment. I'm going to get my board for this. This fabric is lamb's wool, and it's a linen, probably 32 count. So there we go. So I now have our names, so my name and my husband's name, and I've done the leafy bit around each. So I'm going to do, on the next rotation I'll be doing this one, and then I need to do these outlines in the bottom triangles, and then there's some flowers and some metallic to go in each square as well. There's not much to do, it's just so it's a bit fiddly, and I had a week or two where I just couldn't work on anything like this, but by the time this came in the rotation I was okay. I managed to do a couple of days on it. So yeah, so that's the wedding quadrielle by the sweetheart tree. The words on there are over one, so yeah. And I had to undo my husband's surname for some reason. When I did it the first time, the surname was too far over this way, so I had to unpick the over one look and do it again. So yeah, so that's that. The next one is Raspberries with Butterfly by Luca-S. This is a full kit. It's done on, never remember, 18 count Ada, using all the called for, not all the kit threads, and it's the kit fabric. And that is my progress. I've worked on this butterfly basically, filled in quite a lot of the butterfly, and I did some of this shading over here, and I did some up here as well, some of the colour up here. So yeah, so that is Raspberries with Butterfly. I do love this design, it's just a bit confetti. It's not very confetti, it's just a few stitches here and a few stitches there, so yeah. But yeah, there you go. This is my nature piece. This is my nature piece in my rotation. So there we go. And then my next one is my new holidays and celebrations piece in my rotation. So, and I've picked Christmas Snowfriends banner by Stoney Creek. I do love this design, and I do have whips that would fit in that category that are closer to a finish, but I just really wanted to stitch on this. So yeah, this is being stitched on a piece of banding. Can't remember what it's called, I can't remember the count, not written it down, but that's my progress. So before I'd done the letter S, it still needs outlining and back stitching around it, and I'd done this tiny bit of the scarf that the snowman's wearing, and then I've done quite a bit of the snowman. Still a bit to do, but I only worked on it for 2 days because I was finishing off Halloween, little bits of Halloween on the first day of the rotation. So yeah, there we go. As with all Stoney Creek designs, there's a lot of back stitching involved, but I'm going to do it as I go along. So when I finish the snowman for the letter S, I'll do the back stitch for those before I move on to the next one. So yeah, but yeah, this banding's got a fancier decorative edge, so it's really nice, and I got it from Create Nostalgia. I suppose it's the size I need, supposedly. I keep looking at it thinking, is it actually going to fit on this piece of fabric? But it should do. I usually get loads of fabric, so I know I've got plenty, but no, I got the right amount for that. And then my last whip that I'm going to, well no, this is the last whip I've worked on. It's my barely started whip from last month, and it's Every Knitter by October House Fibre Arts. This was being worked on at work. I didn't get to do a great deal on it. again, don't know what the fabric is. I'm really sorry, I'm totally behind it today. Well, at the moment. Basically, all I've managed to do is finish the wood outline of the cupboard. That's going to have lots of balls of yarn on it. So yeah, so that's going to go away now, because we're in May, and I've picked another barely started whip, which is here. Yeah, I did my tiny decisions wheel, and it picked out Romance by Bent Creek. Pardon me. So yeah. So that's, I'm going to take this to work, and I'll be working on it usually on Tuesday and Thursday mornings when I get to work early, for the month of May. So, and it shouldn't take too long to do this. That's what I've got done so far. I've not worked on it yet. On Thursday I didn't work on it. I've been on the train this week going to work, so I've not had as much time in the morning, but that's my progress. It's been stitched using all the called for threads, which I can't remember what they are, but yeah, that's what my progress is so far. So yeah, so that's all my stitching over the past couple of weeks. I did want to start Merry Merry by Mirabilia and Nightingale by Mirabilia. No, I wanted to start Merry Merry, but I didn't have a Karen Water Lily, and in the middle of the design it's a Karen Water Lily, so I've ordered them. They're supposed to be being delivered on Tuesday from 123 Stitch, so I can start that. And then I also ordered a Karen Water Lily that I need for Nightingale, and I thought, well, there's no point starting that because I know I want to start Merry Merry. So yeah, and I do have a couple of other things that I'd like to start, so probably we'll get started over this bank holiday weekend. In the UK it's a long weekend. It's May Day on Monday, so it's a bank holiday, so we're not at work. My husband's playing golf, but he's playing golf every day this weekend. So yeah, okay, so what have I got next? My crochet. I've been crocheting on my Earthless Man. It's Victory in Europe Day, VE Day, on Thursday. And yes, it is Victory in Europe Day. It's called that, no matter what a certain person calls it now. But yeah, it's always been VE Day, so it still is. So I'm crocheting this. They didn't want us to finish it for the day. They want us to be crocheting them on the day, because we're doing a little tea party at the library when it's my knit and natter group. Anyway, so this is my man as he is at the minute. Shall I get my board? Let's get my board. So his head's done. That's his body. I need to start on the legs and the feet. There's a cotton bud that goes up through his neck into his head to keep it upright when it's finished. So yeah, so that's him up to now. The stitch markers in each side are for where his arms are going to go. That's his shoulders. So yeah, and then I was going to start on the feet, and a lady at the Knit and Natter was asking how she does the poppy. There's a poppy on the bottom. So I thought, right, well, I'll start the poppy so I know what I'm telling her. So basically I just did the bottom, no, these are the top leaves of the petals, the top petals of the poppy, so I just did them as well. So then that's where I'm up to, and I'm going to try and do the feet at home because they're very fiddly. The lady was asking me about doing the feet because it's using black yarn and it's really hard to see the stitches, so I want to do the feet here at home, and then when I go to the library for Knit and Natter, I'll be doing the legs basically. So yeah, so that's my crochet. My boy's sweater's just not been touched because I've been needing to do that, and with everything else going on at home I've just not been able to touch it while I've been at home. So right, let's go on to stash. I'm going to show you these first because I was talking about Knit and Natter. The lady who asked me for help with things, she brought everybody some point protectors for your knitting needles. Sorry about the crinkling. These are 2 little owls that I picked. She had quite a few different sets and I picked the owls, so I'll be able to use them on my knitting needles. It stops the points getting damaged, whatever, and stops them sticking into you when you're holding a bag of knitting. And then I'm going to start. No, I won't do them first. I went on to Peakside Needlecrafts, Peakside, here in the UK, because I knew she had this. It's the Nashville cookbook for this year, so I wanted to go and order that. So yeah, I've got that. So I've got 2 now. I've got last year's when I went to Born to Stitch, when I was in the US, and now I've got that one. And then of course I had to order a couple of charts as well. So this is Robin Pickens cross stitch Queen Bee. I just love that. And then I also got this. I've seen this on a Flosstube. I've watched so much Flosstube recently, and just random ones, and I couldn't tell you who they are because yeah, I've just watched quite a lot. And somebody had got this, and I think they were stitching it. And I just thought that's cute. That, and you can do it as two separate designs, or you can do the whole thing. It says "Dream within a dream," so yeah, I just really like that. So I got that one. That's from the Artsy Housewife. Sorry about the glare on the bag. So that's what I got from Peakside. And then I saw this. I was on Amazon for something. What did I order? Can't remember. I ordered something, and this was one of the suggested products, and I just love that. Do what makes you happy. I love that quote. The fact it's people walking, even though it's an old couple. So, and I just thought, yeah, so I got that. So that's probably going to be a start in the next few days. So yeah, that's a full kit by Heritage Crafts. It's got all the fabric and threads. It's on Ada, but I'll do it on Ada, it's fine. And then last week I went to Raspberries, as I said, for the Stitch Off Learn Day with Yorkshire Stitching Retreats. And Lindsay, the Cheshire Stitcher, she had brought, everything's falling off here, I'm going to put them somewhere. She had brought some charts and things from somebody who had passed away, and she wanted people to give donations that were going to go to a hospice where the person who owned these things had been before she passed away. So got a few things. I got some Marjorie Bastan charts. I got this one, Seasonal Bouquets, and it's got a picture for each season. I just love the autumn one, you know me and autumn. So yeah, but that spring one's nice too. See, there's a picture for the other two. There we are. Those, we got those. So yeah. Love those. And then I got this one. This is another Marjorie Bastan one. It's called Spring Joy. So yeah. And then this one is called Meadow Dance. And then Nature's Celebration. So yeah, I got those. And then this is still in the packet. I'm not getting it out. This was the started kit. I just love this. My husband to a T. Miserable Twit Twoo. I just love the owl and the saying. Yeah. So yeah, it's a started kit. I've not had a look at it properly yet. So I'm either going to carry it on or I'll restart. But yeah, I just love that. It's an anchor kit, and yeah, I don't know if it's, yeah, all the threads are there. It's in this little pocket, so everything's in there. Included, I think there's a working copy in there as well. So yeah, so that's that. And then the last one I picked up was this Gold Collection by Dimensions, and it's Christmas keepsake ornaments. So yeah, I just like that. I love the chapel one there. And there's one, where's the one I like? Where's the one? That one. I just like this one. With the back stitch. It's got like back stitch for the fur. Yeah, so that's that. I don't think that's a full kit though. I think it's just leftover threads and the charts. So yeah, so I got those. And then Lisa was there again. Lisa from No More Lost Needles. And of course I had to buy 3 more needle minders. Not that I need any needle minders. I've got loads of them. But I just like new needle minders. So we've got, where are we? Captain Jack Sparrow from Pirates of the Caribbean. This one here says, just a bad day, not a bad life. That's me. And then this, where are we? This one says, imagination is the only weapon for the war against reality. And it's really cute. So yeah, there'll be a link down below for Lisa's group. It's a Facebook thing, but yeah, there we go. Some more needle minders. So yeah, so that's all that. Right, so Rastrick events. I was at Rastrick last week, as I've already mentioned. There were quite a lot of people there. So yeah, it was a really good day. I do like going over and just having a day of stitching and talking with friends. And then last night I was in Manchester. I went to see the Manic Street Preachers. They're a Welsh band, if you don't know of them. Very big in the 90s and early 2000s. But yeah, me and my friend who I went to uni with, we went to watch them. It was a really good concert. Only had 5 hours sleep, but yeah, I had a really good night. We used to go to quite a lot of concerts, when we were at uni, and then before COVID, we used to go to quite a lot of concerts. We used to be going like every few months, we're going to a different concert. And then since COVID, we've not really been to many, the odd one, mainly because bands that we like aren't touring, but also because ticket prices have gone silly. And then my friend, she's got 2 younger children, so yeah, they're not young. The eldest is taking her GCSEs this year, so she's 15, 16 years old. So yeah, but yeah, I really enjoyed it, and I'm looking for something else to go and see now. So sorry about that. The sun decided to beam in. You couldn't see half of my face, so yeah, I've closed the blind and we'll start again. So right, I've talked about the events that I've been to. Now it's time for the events that I'm going to be doing. So as I said, I've been watching quite a lot of FlosStube recently, and I've been watching Sunshine Stitchers for quite some time, quite a long time really, and I enjoy watching them. But they've been chatting about a cruise. They keep talking about this cruise, and it's not really, I've not really paid much attention really before, but then when I was watching the most recent video, I must have obviously been in the right frame of mind, and I'm like, oh, that sounds interesting, let's have a look. And in the description box it says about phoning somebody at Norwegian Cruise Lines who were organising the cruise, but obviously that's an American phone line. So, but there was also a link to the website, and I went on the link, and it took me to the UK site, and basically I've booked on the cruise with my husband. The cruise starts in Rome and it finishes off in Barcelona. It's a week, 7 days, and you're calling at different points. I'm not going to remember all of them. I know it calls at Pisa and Florence in Italy. It calls at Sicily. It calls it somewhere in Paris, in France, not Paris, Nice, Marseille, and I can't remember what else. But yeah, it finishes off in Barcelona. And there's a day that you're at sea for the whole day. And that day we're going to do a day of stitching. So I'm assuming they'll have organised somewhere for us to stitch. But yeah, and then there's the possibility of stitching in the evenings as well. So yeah, I thought, yeah, because my husband's been after me doing a cruise for quite some time and I've just not been interested. The thought of being stuck on a ship, you know, it'd be like going on a beach holiday to me. It's like my idea of hell. So, and you hear so many stories about children running riot and all sorts of things. And so, yeah, the idea of a cruise to me was just like, no. Plus, like, a lot of them are going to places that I've already been to anyway. So when this one came up and the idea of meeting up with stitchers and stitching on a boat, on a cruise, it was like, oh yeah, that sounds good, that. So my husband's like, we're going on a cruise, you know. and I said, well, we'll see how this one is as to whether we do any more. So yeah, but yeah, so this cruise is next year. It's not till June 2026, 21st to the 28th, I think, in June. And yeah, I've booked on it, and then I let Shirley know from Sunshine Stitchers, and she's over the moon that I'm going. So yeah, so if you want to know more about this cruise, go on to the Sunshine Stitchers video, the last one that they did, and have a look in the description box for the link. I think there's a limited number of people who can go for the stitching side, but obviously the cruise is run by Norwegian Cruise Line, so people can book on the cruise. So yeah, right, so then the other thing that I've sorted out, I've organised the Wrexham retreats for next year. Now usually I don't do that until I go to the May retreat, and I just thought, yeah, let's get them organised early and then I can open them up early. They're not opened up yet. I've not put anything up about the price, etc, etc. My laptop is doing things, so but I can give you the dates, and if you want to know more information, we have a Facebook group called Wrexham Retreats UK, and if you're not on Facebook, just email me. The email's down in the box below, and ask for information when it's released. So the dates for next year are the 29th to the 31st of May 2026 and the 24th to the 26th of July 2026. So we've got, I mean, there's two this year, but they're already full, organised, so yeah. But next year there'll be places available. And if they get full, there'll be a waiting list. Generally, people tend to get plans change and everything, so people tend to pull out. But yeah, so yeah, so they're things that I've got in the pipeline. Other than that, I don't think there's much else to say. Like I said, I'm at the hospital on Tuesday with my mum. We're hopeful we'll get some more information. But yeah, it's quite a stressful time at the minute. My mum's all taking it in a stride. You know, she's at peace with it all. It's just me and my brother who are stressing out. So yeah, but we just have to keep going. We just have to keep going as normal till things happen. So yeah, work are being really good about it. So yeah. So yeah, I think that's it for today. Just checking, I've shown everything. This room is a complete tip. I really need to get in here, do something. But yeah, you can't see it, I can. But yeah, I actually had a go with my overlocker the other day. You know, I got that for my birthday last June, and I got it, and I actually pulled it out and actually had a go with it. I was when I got it for my birthday, I'm there thinking, oh, I'll be able to edge all my fabric, you know, and serge all the fabric, and yeah, no, I've only just started playing with it nearly a year after the event, but you know, it's out now. I just need to reorganise this room and then it can be set up, because at the moment it's my sewing machine's been pushed back and the overlocker's at the front, and that's it. But it can't live there. I need to find another place for that to live. So yeah. So I think I've talked about everything I need to talk about. There's nothing else to show. I'll probably have new starts again the next month to show you, depending on how things go. But like I've said several times before, if it's not started, it's just a chart that I don't remember I've got. So yeah. And I'm sure there's a chart I'm sure there's a chart I bought on PDF and I can't. I'll have to show it next time. Okay, so take care of yourselves and those you love. Always. Be kind. Always. There is so much hate in the world right now. Yeah. But yeah. Happy stitching. Bye for now.